it's Dan here, and we're going to do a part 4 of our video tutorial series for Fantasy Grounds, where we're using the Ruleset Wizard Fantasy Grounds to build a Cyberpunk RED rule set, or at least the character sheet and NPC sheets. So we're going to dive into a little bit more advanced coding, and this may be intimidating to some of you, and if so, watch the video, absorb a little bit, but don't worry about trying to implement it into your current projects straight away. You don't need to implement this level of coding straight away, but this is just a high level example so that you can see some of the capabilities or features that are available, and then how you would integrate them into the rule set using the Fantasy Grounds Ruleset Wizard. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is talk about death saves. Death saves is a mechanic in Cyberpunk RED where when your hit points reach 0, you are dying or dead, and what you have to do is do a death save. So the death save is roll 1d10 under your body score. Do that and you survive for another round, and you'll have to do a death save on the next round. But the next round, when you do a death save, you'll do your body. You'll have the target you have to roll equal to or under is your body -1. And if you survive again, the round after, it'll be body -2. And that'll keep going until you either get some healing and get your health back up above 0, or you die by failing a death save. So your body of 7, and you've saved a couple of rolls, so the next one is 7 -2, and you roll a 9, you die. Game over, roll up a new character. So anyway, what we're going to do is look at how to do the coding for that. So this is where we start getting funky. So I'm going to go through this in a little bit more detail, and hopefully it'll give you enough background. So what we've got on this element here, which is a button, a number field, when somebody double clicks it, this function will get called. The first thing we'll do is we'll fill out the values of our actor, and we'll get that from window.getDatabase node, and we're using some core RPG functions, actorManager.getActor, and we're storing our actor because down here, when we go to Actions Manager, Perform Action, we're going to send the R actor information. And basically what that's going to do is just, largely it's going to send the character's name along with that script. Next thing we're doing is node win, and again that's identifying the character sheet. Then we've got nDeathSaveMod, it's a variable, and we're getting that is the value of the number field. So this particular number field we've got is actually called HP_deathsave, and we're trying to get its value and store it as nDeathSaveMod. Then we want to get the value of nBody, which is one of our stats or attributes. I'm going to store that as body, and we're going to combine those numbers together, because for a death save you need to roll under your body minus this death save value, and the death save value starts at 0, but every time you roll on it and succeed, it increments by 1. In this case it's decrementing by 1, so 0 then becomes -1, then -2, then -3, so it gets harder and harder, because the object of this is to roll under your body score plus this bonus, which is a negative. So after you've done a couple of rolls, you might have a body score of 7, and you might be a -3, so you've got to roll a 4 or less to survive this death save. If you fail, you're dead. So anyway, so target is body plus nDeathSaveMod. Then we're going to build this R roll, and so we've got the type is death save, and we'll see where that gets used in a minute. The description, death save. We can even change it to something like that. And our dice, we're going to use the FGU new dice, and we're using an exploding dice. So we're going to put 1 dice 10 in there, and it's going to explode. nMod equals nMod. We actually haven't set nMod anywhere. And nTarget equals nTarget. That is this value here. So we're going to, when we send our roll, in this role is going to have rroll.s type, rroll.s description, rroll.adice, rroll.nmod, and rroll.ntarget. All those values will get sent along with it. Then we've got this next line here is we're going to change the current value of this field, hp-save, to 1 less than what it currently is. So we're going to get the database node, hp-save, and we're going to set its value to whatever the current value is, which we retrieved up here in line 4, minus 1. So if it starts at 0, at this point it will then become minus 1 for the next time it gets used. Then we're going to use Actions Manager perform action, and we're going to send it some data here, being the R actor, which is basically our character's name, plus rroll, which is all of this information here from line 8. So we need to create this action. So we're going to go up to campaign. We're going to create a folder called scripts. This mimics the core RPG and official rule set layout. We're going to create a new script file, and we're going to call it manager CP-RED. Okay. Now it's a blank script. I'm going to paste some code in here I prepared earlier, like on any good cooking show. Really, the thing that we're interested in here is this one here, death save. So game system.actions, we built an array up here. One of them is death save, and down here actions manager result, register result handler death save. So whenever death save is passed to this function, we should then run the resolve death save function. So that will then kick off this one, function resolve death save, and it's looking, it will accept the following values: rsource, rtarget, and rroll. Now, if we go back here, we're sending it ractor and rroll, so fields 2 and 3. So ractor will be in here as rtarget, and rroll. We now have setting up a variable nsave, and we're getting from the rroll, we're getting the ntarget number. And the ntarget number was body modified by the current death save value, and we retrieve that from rroll.ntarget. So we're retrieving that, and just in case it gets mangled along the way and turned into a string, I'm just putting a 2 number, which is a Lua script in there to force it to become a number. Then we are going to roll dice. Now it says for KV in I pairs, we only get 1 dice, but the reason we're doing this is that if the dice rolls a 10, we're going to re-roll the dice. And if it rolls another 10, we're going to re-roll it again. So we need to actually collect all of those dice. So rroll.adice_k will be the first dice that lands, and in most cases the only dice, but 10% of them will explode, and we want rroll.adice2.result. We want to add it back into here. So once it stops exploding, we will have a final number for n dice roll. And we're going to build up, we're going to declare an R message, and we're going to create the guts of the message, and we do that with a core RPG function called actionsmanager.createActionMessage. Okay, and from rroll, we're also going to get the description, which is the death save roll. Then if our n dice roll, which is the final value of our dice rolling, is less than or equal to n save, which we again passed from the previous script, we passed it over, that's the n target value in effect. So if the dice roll is less than the target or equal to the target, then we're declaring a variable here called sResult, and we're saying you hold on, and then we're going to add this into our R message that we've started building. So we're going to add in a text value called you hold on, and otherwise, if it's not less than or equal to, the result is you die. And then we're going to do a com deliver chat message, and it uses the ARM message data that's been stored. So it's going to deliver a message. It's going to have a token in it or a portrait. It's going to have the actor's name, and then it's going to have the type of role, and then it's going to have the dice roll itself, and then it's going to have the message, you hold on or you die. So we'll save that. Hopefully we've done all this properly, and we'll flick over to our Fantasy Grounds and reload it. Fire up the character sheet. We can see here that we've got a body of 6, and we have a death save value of 0. We'll double click that, and we have a script error. So string HP death roll 5, attempt to index a nil value. So let's go check that out. So we go back to car sheet main, and we've got HP death save. So node win get child HP death save, and our role here is actually called HP death roll. And we do that again down here. So let's resave that. We'll reload the table, and we will try this one more time. Body 6, 0 here. We roll this, it rolls a 3, and so we got 3 with no modifier, and so Canto holds on. Now we can see that this is updated to -1, so next time we roll it we have to get 5 or lower. We're rolling lucky here, he survives again, but now the roll is 6 minus 2, so we can get 4 or lower. This time we roll a 5, and Canto gets the message, you die. So it was quite a complex example, and certainly it's not required for every character sheet, but that's what I needed to complete this particular part of this character sheet, so I'm including the example. Some of you might want to work with that, and others will leave that right alone for the moment until you get more familiar with other things. In addition, I've been chatting with Psicodelix, and I think some role building features and functions will be coming fairly soon, in maybe not the next release, but in a very close, in one of the upcoming releases.